It is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines we have: the head of state expresses his best wishes to the people of Djibouti on the advent of the New Year's 2025. The signing ceremony of the Economic and Technical Cooperation Agreement between Djibouti and China. For the international scene, 6 babies freeze to death in 1 week in Gaza. Welcome to our newsroom. On this New Year's Eve, we prepare to bid farewell to a year that has seen our nations navigate through pivotal moments as well as triumphs. 2024, a year of challenges, but also a great achievement under enlightened governance. This year, under the aegis of a bold and inclusive policy, we have together written a chapter in our history marked by progress. As a result, social inclusion has not just been a slogan, but a tangible reality that has opened doors for thousands of our fellow citizens. In the face of the challenges of climate change, we have demonstrated our resilience, but 2024 is about more than just serving the nation. It was the year in which reforms in all sectors were put in place, instilling a momentum that proved that transformation is possible when political will meets collective action. As we look ahead to 2025, we do so with a sense of both accomplishment and determination. What will tomorrow's challenges be? What dreams will we realize together on this day when the old gives way to the new? We celebrate our nation's achievement of 2024. We wish everyone a future where hope, peace, and prosperity will be the true legacy of our common action. Happy New Year to all, and may 2025 be the year of continued excellence. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, has expressed his best wishes to the people of Djibouti on the advent of the New Year's 2025. Listen for more details.
The President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, has, as every year, at the same time, at the advent of a new year, expressed his best wishes to all Djiboutians. May the year that is opening bring more well-being, progress, and prosperity to each of our citizens. Wish the head of state, rejoicing in the ever-continuing tranquility characterizing our country, the constant stability that prevails among us. Over the years and decades, we undoubtedly owe it to the maturity of our people, invariably placing above all our unity and cohesion, said in substance President Guelleh. We also owe this permanent tranquility to the merit given to the armed and security forces of our country, who always selflessly and courageously fulfill the sacred duty of upholding the integrity of property and people throughout the territory, said the head of state in the same vein. As usual, the President of the Republic then took advantage of his wishes to the nation to take stock of the situation in the region and the country, and in this regard reported on instructions given to his government to confirm on our country all the virtues of an immature economic sovereignty. This is an imperative that is all the more sensitive today, as the ability of our countries to achieve economic viability is increasingly undermined by the consequences of geopolitics in perpetual redefinition and by the inconveniences caused by exogenous, unpredictable, and transcontinental crisis, highlighted President Guelleh. Rest assured, my dear citizens, that at the state level, everything will always be implemented in the fight for the dignity of our people, stressed the head of state in the same section, also touching on the efforts constantly undertaken in favor of peace and regional stability. We will always act in favor of peace and regional understanding, essential prerequisites for achieving the integration of the economies of this part of the world, reiterated President Ismail Omar Guelleh, who also had a special thought for the Palestinian brother people, whose bravery and resilience he praised in the face of the criminal diktat denying them their inalienable and natural right to freely dispose of the land of their ancestors.
The signing ceremony of the Economic and Technical Cooperation Agreement between the government of Djibouti and the government of China was held today at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the presence of the Minister of Foreign Affairs Mahmoud Ali Yusuf and the Chinese ambassador to Djibouti Hu Bin, with the participation of staff from both parties. The agreement was signed in the presence of the Minister of Foreign Affairs Mahmoud Ali Yusuf and the Chinese ambassador to Djibouti Mr. Hu Bin, The ceremony took place in the presence of numerous collaborators from both parties who welcomed this new commitment to a strategic partnership. This economic and technical cooperation agreement aims to deepen ties between the two countries in several key sectors, building on the solid foundations already established by diplomatic and trade relations between Djibouti and China. For his part, Chinese ambassador to Djibouti, Mr. Hu Bin, expressed his country's willingness to continue supporting Djibouti in its development project. He stressed the importance of Chinese-Djiboutian cooperation within the framework of the Belt and Road or Silk Road Initiative, which aims to strengthen trade and infrastructure between Asian and African countries. For his part, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, underlined the strategic importance of this agreement for Djibouti's socio-economic development. He expressed his gratitude to China for its constant support for Djibouti and looked forward to enhance the cooperation in the years to come. According to him, this agreement is a key step for Djibouti in its drive to become a major trade and logistic hub on the African continent. It was an educational odyssey through times and economy to mark the 75th anniversaries of the Djibouti franc. The Central Bank of Djibouti, in partnership with the CTID, launched an extraordinary initiative, the School Caravan. This innovative project transcended simple festivities to become a true educational, cultural, and economic odyssey. It was not just an initiative, it was a true educational odyssey, a journey through time, cultures, and the economy of our country. The objective was clear: to educate, raise awareness, and inspire. Djibouti youth had to discover, not in books but through experience, the value of and history of our national currency. This caravan, far from ordinary, revolutionized the very concept of learning. It established itself as a living mobile museum which traveled from class to class, from school to school, reaching both the capital and the distant regions. Virtual reality was the magic tool that allowed students to not only read history but to live it. They explored eras through interactive exhibit where each old banknote, each rare coin told a history. Djibouti's monetary past unfolded before their eyes, transforming learning into the captivating, interactive, and deeply immersive adventure. The educational workshop transformed classrooms into the laboratory where theory met practice. Students become actors in the economy, participating in market simulations, playing key roles in the financial ecosystem. This approach helped demystify the economy, showing its complexity and beauty in a tangible and engaging way. The quiz, far from being a simple assessment, was a knowledge game, a way for students to test their understanding while having fun. Each question was an opportunity to discover a new facet of the economy and the monetary history of Djibouti. The exchanges with the experts then gave a human face to this concept, making finance accessible and fascinating. This caravan did not just teach, it created a link, a dialogue between generations. It invited young people to think about their role in the country's economic future, to understand the importance of our currency as a pillar of our national identity. It was a call to engagement, to responsibility, using technology as a bridge between past and present. This initiative illustrated how education could be reinvented to be more engaging, more relevant. It showed that economic and financial history could not only be accessible but also essential to understanding our place in the world. The school caravan did not just celebrate a glorious past, it charted a path to the future. It forged a new economic consciousness. After the development phase and the granting of marketing authorizations, all healthcare products must undergo a special monitoring in the file in their actual environment of use. Listen for more details.
After the development phases and obtaining the marketing authorization, any health products must be subject to special monitoring in the field in its real environment of use. This is the pharmacovigilance phase, which is the first of the health vigilance for the minimization of risks, an essential element of the safety control of any health product. Its role is to ensure the monitoring, evaluation, and prevention and of side effects, risk management, and in particular the adverse effects resulting from the use of health products. It contributes to the risk reduction of patients' health and to the rational use of medicines in compliance with the pharmaceutical regulations. It is with this in mind that the Ministry of Health, through the Directorate of Medicines, Pharmacy and Laboratories, organized the closing ceremony of the workshop on pharmacovigilance at the Kempinski Hotel. Attended by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Health, Mohammed Ali Mohammed, the objective of this important workshop was initially the validation of the Pharmacovigilance Guide, the validation of the members of the National Pharmacovigilance Committee, the validation of the National Circuit for reporting pharmacovigilance data, the designation of pharmacovigilance focal points in health facilities. As a reminder, in December 2022, the Republic of Djibouti, through the Directorate.
In his speech, the World Health Organization deputy representatives thanked and congratulated the government and the Ministry of Health for this important initiative, which marks a crucial step towards improving drug safety. For his part, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Health, Mr. Mohammed Ali Mohammed, stated that this workshop marks a decisive step in the establishment of a robust national pharmacovigilance system and is part of the ongoing effort to improve the quality of care. The Ministry of Agriculture held a workshop to present the 2024 activity report and validate PTBA work plan for 2025 in a participatory manner. Listen for more details.
Today, the Ministry of Agriculture held a workshop to present the 2024 activity report and validated in a participatory manner the PTABA work plan for 2025. This event of a strategic importance brought together the main stakeholders of the sector with the presence of the Secretary General of the Ministry. This workshop is a part of a dynamic of improving ongoing projects, particularly for access to water and the development of agribusiness in the areas targeted by the FORA project. The overall objective remains to strengthen the competitiveness and resilience of the selected agri-food sectors while providing solutions adapted to current climatic and socio-economic challenges. The 2024 activity report presented by Mr. Abdou Isse highlighted the results of initiatives aimed at promoting sustainable agriculture. The participatory approach of this workshop, led by the coordinator and his deputy, Borogoita Said, allowed all stakeholders to contribute significantly. The rich and varied discussion demonstrated the collective commitment to ensure that the priorities identified meet the real needs of rural populations and local producers. This workshop marks an important step toward a more sustainable and inclusive agriculture where every choice counts and every idea have the potential to transform the agricultural landscape.
Le gouvernement qui a beaucoup investi jusque-là dans les projets de résilience pour améliorer l'accès à l'eau des populations nomades, donc d'agrobusiness.
The Secretary General of the Ministry of Agriculture, Ibrahim Elmi, said that this workshop marks an important step towards a more sustainable and inclusive agriculture where every voice counts and every idea has the potential to transform the agricultural landscape. In an atmosphere of solidarity, the Grand Hall of the People's Palace yesterday hosted the ceremony for the distributions of the second sponsorship for orphans in 2024. Presided over by the fund's managing director Suleiman Hussein Musa. The event, which brought together senior officials from the Ministry of Muslim Affairs and Waqf as well as representatives of benefactors from the civilian and military sectors, embodied the noblest values of Djibouti's community commitment to orphans, consolidating the principle of caring for the most vulnerable and deprived groups. This installment provided support for 1,160 orphans from the working class district of Djibouti City and the outskirts of Balbala. Each child received a sum of 1,000 with the aim of meeting their basic needs, improving their quality of life, and offering them a sense of belonging and community support. These grants were also distributed in inland regions where 1,525 orphans benefited from them. The orphan sponsorship programs launched in 2007 by His Excellency the President of the Republic is one of the most emblematic humanitarian initiatives aimed at preserving the dignity of orphans and guaranteeing their future. The programs reflect a national vision that values social justice and places the most vulnerable at the heart of its priority. In his speech, the representative of the benefactors and major sponsors, Mr. Elmi Gabobe, headed the central role of Diwan al-Zakat, which he described as an essential pillar of social support. He stressed that this project is not only a charitable initiative but also a message of hope that help build a promising future for orphans. Mr. Elmi Gabobe also thanked the President of the Republic and the First Lady for their constant effort to promote the cultures of national solidarity. In his speech, the Director General of Diwan al-Zakat, Mr. Suleiman Hussein Musa, expressed his gratitude to the President of the Republic and for his enlightened visions which led to the creation of Diwan al-Zakat in 2004, marking a new era of institutional generosity. He praised the unfailing support of the Minister of Muslim Affairs and Waqf while affirming that joint effort at the national level make this program a success. The Department of Social Integration of Youth and Volunteering launched a two-day referee training course from December 30 to 31, providing theoretical and practical training in preparations for the upcoming inter-CDC baby food competition is scheduled to kick off at the Haji Dide Community Development Center. Some 25 coordinators from CDCs in the capital and inland regions will benefit from the training, which will be provided by a team from the Social Integration and Volunteering Department. Of course, like all sporting and other events, whether individuals or collective the game requires the presence of a referee who will be responsible for ensuring the regularity of the confrontations and for deciding between the competitor. She called on the young referee to approach their training seriously, assiduously, and enthusiastically, open-mindedly, remembering that every match that they referee will be an opportunity to enrich their experience and contribute to the quality and success of this national tournament. The Minister of Youth and Culture, through this initiative, hopes that you will become role models for the future organizations of local and national competitions, added the director. For her part, Ruqya Hassan Sheikh, Director of Social Integrations and Volunteering, pointed out that table football is a game which, although considered a form of entertainment, requires discipline, rigorous, and respect for the rules governing the regular practices of the game. The Blood Donation Day, organized by the Civil Society of Dakhil in collaboration with the CMH of Dakhil, was a real success. Thanks to the mobilizations of the people of Dakhil and the support of the local authorities, a record numbers of donors turned out an unprecedented outpouring of solidarity. The day once again demonstrated the generosity and solidarity of the people of Dakhil. Donors of all ages and backgrounds responded enthusiastically to the appeal, conscious of the importance of their gestures in saving lives. Warm thanks to the civil society. Would like to warmly thank all donors for their commitment. Special thanks go to the prefecture and the regional councils of Dakhil for their unfailing support, as well as to all the partners, namely Jaban As, Bio Okar, and the Dakhil Red Crescent, who contribute to the day's successes. Despite this outpouring of solidarity, the need for blood remains high. Blood reserves must be regularly replenished to meet patients' needs. This is why civil society is calling on the population to make blood donations a regular civic gesture. For the regional scene, at least 71 people died in a road accident in southern Ethiopia on Sunday, December 29. Police said, adding that the vehicles carrying the victims fell into the Gelana rivers in the Sidama region, located about 300 kilometers south of the capital, Addis Ababa. The driver of a truck carrying coffee plantations workers and a group heading to a wedding lost control on a winding road as it approached a bridge. Wosenyele Simon, the regional authority communication officer, told the agency the accident was particularly horrific because the river contained a lot of big stones, which most of the victims crashed into. He added staff from a nearby hospital, bodies of the deceased, and also conducting searches and rescue operations for survivors. According to the local officials, of the 5 people who survived, 2 were seriously injured and are currently receiving treatment at Hawassa Hospital. 3 of them have already been discharged from the hospital but are suffering from mental stresses and psychological shock. For the international scene, Gaza, 6 babies freeze to death in 1 week. 7 people, including 6 infants, have frozen to death in Gaza due to the extreme winter cold. Listen for more details.
Temperatures have dipped to the 40s in Fahrenheit at night, with Palestinian families weathering rain and wind in ramshackle shelters, mostly made of makeshift tents on the beach. Al-Batwan said that the dew regularly seeps through the racks of his family tents, making the inside wet. For months, Israeli forces have been blocking humanitarian groups for bringing supplies like clothes, tents, and winterization supplies into Gaza. The UN said recently that nearly 1 million Palestinians in Gaza, about half the population, lack proper winter supplies. Malnutrition also makes people, especially children and babies, more susceptible to conditions like hypothermia. The director for medical relief in Gaza and North Gaza, Mohammed Abu Afash, has said that babies are dying every day from severe cold and the lack of necessities of life such as food, drink, and baby milk.
The Red Cross destructions of health systems in northern Gaza exposes civilians to grave risks. Listen for more details. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.